In transformational generative syntax, which is Chomskyan syntax, there is this concept of linguistic competence and linguistic performance. Basically, that licenses us to hypothesize two levels of language processing. One is called the deep level or deep structure, and the other one is called the surface structure. So what this means is that all sentences in a language have like a cognitive level of processing in their mind before they're being uttered. And then once they're uttered, they surface as a particular sentence. For example, the sentence, Mary is eating salad, is the same sentence in the deep structure as it is in the S structure. But how do you turn this into a question? The question in here would be, is Mary eating a salad? So that particular question is actually the S structure. In D structure, that sentence is like this: Mary is eating a salad. And then maybe we also think of question or interrogative to be technical. So in deep structure, like thought level, I always use the metaphor of trying to be like a robot. Like a robot would say, Mary is eating a salad, question. And then when you want to say it, we say, is Mary eating a salad? You see the intonation, the rising intonation. And then you put a question mark. Is Mary eating a salad? So imagine as a robot, you don't know how to change your intonation. You would say, Mary is eating a salad, question. That robot thinking level is the structure. So why is this significant? Because we talked about phrase structure trees. So now my question would be, what is the phrase structure tree for this sentence? Declarative sentence, Mary's eating a salad. This is the tree, phrase structure tree. It's a sentence that consists of a noun phrase and an auxiliary, which is here, has surface as is, and a VP, which consists of a verb, and a noun phrase, which consists of a determiner and a noun. Okay, so this is the D structure. Now, what is the S structure? For S structure, it's the same sentence. The point is, the D structure for declarative sentence is the same as the S structure. But for the question, for the interrogative sentence, this is the D structure. But for S structure, of course, you can see that the sentence has a different appearance, right? It has the auxiliary at the beginning. But how do we do that in the tree, considering that the tree wouldn't allow us to do it? In this case, in English, the way you create the sentence or the interrogative, the way you create the sentence is you move is to the beginning of the sentence. And there's a way to indicate that. So this thing that you do, which is moving the auxiliary, has a name. It's called a transformation, because it is transforming the deep structure into certain structure, or you can call it the transformation rule. What is the transformation rule here? The transformation rule is auxiliary movement is a transformation that applies to the deep structure to render the surface structure, which is the sentence that we actually utter. So you take the node aux from here, you put a straight line, and then you move it here. You add an extra branch to the left of the subject NP. You label it aux, and then you draw an arrow that moves this from here to there. And the head of the arrow shows the direction of the movement. And when the arrow gets straight at the bottom, underneath that bottom part of the arrow that is straight, you can put the name move aux. Okay, so this is the first transformation rule or transformational rule that I'm teaching here in order to make a yes or no question in English, which only involves moving the aux to the front or fronting the aux, which we call move aux. In the transformational rule, move aux, you move the aux note in front of the subject MP under S, under sentence, to create an interrogative sentence, which is a technical term for the word question. Now that you're comfortable with this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post other trees. So the sentence is, I should expect that. The question would be, should I expect that? So the auxiliary is should, you front it. Another sentence, the cat caught the bird. It might be tricky here because you would say, okay, we don't have an aux because we just have a verb. When you don't have an aux, you can actually insert an aux. This is called do support. So if you don't have an aux, you can get help from the verb do. You can insert the do and then conjugate it for tense, but then you move the did. To get the surface structure, which is did the cat catch the bird? Because we don't have an actual aux, we have to insert an aux, getting support from the verb, auxiliary verb do. So here again, we have the boy is sleeping. The question would be, is the boy is sleeping? So what is the D structure for this? The boy is sleeping, but for the question, the D structure would be, the boy is sleeping, interrogative. So what is the sentence here? The sentence here is the boy sleeping? The tree, you have to do the deep structure is, the boy is sleeping, interrogative, and then you do the S structure, which is the boy sleeping?